Russ, that's happening, what, the 16th?
We're gonna push to the 17th.
17th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a small track machine that goes on the field, the soccer field, to do the boring test to make sure that that's a viable site for the elementary school. So that's 2 weeks out. Yeah. So lots of moving parts. Trying to do everything on. Got the initial kind of, that's unrealistic to put both full-size fields. So now maybe it's an infield, maybe it's something else. And so that's the process we're going through now.
Maybe, who knows, maybe we can get a softball field there. That would be fantastic, you know,
But with responsible obstinance to fully exhaust that, because we own it and it's right there and we don't have any other infrastructure or travel costs, we're really trying to make sure that that's, if it's something different than what they're used to and it might be the right fit for Sunapee and the right prudent financial move, then we want to consider it.
yes.
So I can't speak for you. But
Sounds
that's what
like
we're talking about.
by October 30th, we should have that kind of narrowed down.
Oh, that's what we're working hard to get
Yeah,
figured out.
there's some, with the forum, yes, it's the idea of the auditorium or not auditorium, further design work, the staff's been very involved, Russ has done a lot of work, but we're gonna have hopefully some clarity on the test scores and the back strategy on what can fit in the hill to keep kids here.
Yeah.
So, a lot of work going on around that. So, again, one last plug for the forum on the 30th. If you guys are good with that, thanks, Andy, appreciate it. Let's go to the enrollment data for update.
Sure, so it's in your packet, it's also available on the website, and behind the agenda, you'll see agenda and supporting documents. So our current enrollment this year is 432 students. Quick breakdown, 181 pre-K through 5 compared to 158 last year. Middle school is 98 children this year compared to 109 last year. And our high school is at 153 compared to 143. Again, for a total of 432 students this year, pre-K through 12, and 410 last year, pre-K through 12. We have, right now we have 35 tuition students, and last year we had 31 tuition students. So that's approximately 18 new Sunapee students.
Great. That's quite a jump. What do you, insights on because it's scattered across the
I'd ask Jody or me if they want to add any insight regarding ups or downs or ins or outs.
Well, we had 21 new and since June, and 2 out since June. We have that doesn't include kindergarten because we knew that they were coming. We had a lot of move-ins. First, kindergarten and 3rd grade over the summer. I think we have 5 new 3rd graders. There's like siblings, you know, they have a kindergartner and a 3rd grader in the same family. Just a lot of people moving to town. They're, you know, we only have 2 new tuition students. So the rest of them are living here.
Yeah. Great.
Is there any sense of where the tuition students come from?
Yep, we have a breakdown of, you know, Goshen, Croydon, Unity, Vermont, Town, Vermont, and some of the faculty's children as well, and whatever towns they may be from.
Did you have other insight?
No, I just, you know, at new student orientation, I anecdotally, when you're talking to families, what brings you to Sunapee? Right? You know, we've heard such great things about the school, and you know, there were people who came and toured in the spring and checking things out and decided to come.
That's great.
Yeah, and some, you know, what's always really nice when you have alumni that come back and they say, my kid hit middle school and I said, ooh, we're going back to Sunapee. So some of that too.
That's great. Thanks. Information, support personnel and paraprofessional.
So they mentioned we've had a few open positions. Few of those positions this year have been paraprofessional positions, and they've been actually open since last June. Tara told me the other day she's done 25 different interviews. I believe she said she'd offered the job to 15 different people. And what we're finding is people will say yes to the job and then not show up to come sign their contract or call us back and say they've taken another job. So she was very creative. You hired the part-time teacher that was there. Other candidates that came in allowed us to look at their strengths in case management. And so there's a case management person who's coming in, and that is that support personnel that's going to work with that 50% special ed teacher. And the paraprofessionals, we hired, I think there were 3, if not 4, that we might have added 1 today in the packet. Something I just wanted to draw attention to, we have a policy BDFA, board member conflict of interest. Our support personnel that I am hiring happens to be the wife of a board member. And so just to put that out as disclosure so that that board member knows that he would not be able to have any voting or be able to participate if there was ever an issue that came to the board regarding that individual personnel. So other than that, just giving you some information.
Okay. Thank you. Medicaid to school.
Again, in your packet, I wish I could tell you about a lot more good news when it comes to revenue. So based upon emergency rules that came down from MANAFEST regarding Medicaid, and how they allow us to bill and what is going to be allowable billing, that we need to get a doctor now to sign off on some of that billing, has really put a halt on what we're able to bill for. Fortunately enough, even though we had projected what we thought was going to be about a $50,000 revenue coming from Medicaid for this year, we had not submitted our 24, MS-24. We were able to adjust that, knowing this ruling, and put that down almost to a third, to about $15,000. So for us, we're not talking about, you know, 60,000, 15,000. There are districts that are looking at millions and hundreds of thousands of dollars with this Medicaid emergency policy. So just wanted to make you aware of it. If you have questions, I'll try to do my best. We don't have all the answers yet. We don't have all the clarification. We're waiting for the Department of Education to give us a little better understanding of that. But we were able to, again, make the adjustment in our revenue, which will help better set the tax rate, or help set the tax rate moving forward in January.
Questions on that or anything? That's unfortunate. Well, the blow to us is still a big deal at our scale. But think of some of the other districts. It's kind of frightening what some school boards are trying to wrestle with.
There's 100 and something thousand people that receive Medicaid in our state, and just that whole billing process and potentially what it can do across the state, not even just in education, but across the state, could be really detrimental.
Yeah, it'll be coming up more and more. All right, thanks for that. Community forum. Anything more? I think pretty much hit what that is. So the quick review is more information regarding viability of the soccer field for the school, the advanced plans from what the community saw before, sort of next step with those refinements, an absolute update on field's progress. Those are sort of the main things. Can you think of anything else?
No.
Those are the what we're wrestling with right now. So again, for people to be able to start to be thinking about tax impact, about the choices before us with the estimates. So we encourage as much as everybody can spread the word to get as many people there as possible. And we'll be running in a similar format with the microphones for questions and challenges, and have the experts available to support Andy and I as the board reps on that. Let's go.
Just a question. So after the last one, I know we felt that the forum was successful. There was a lot of feedback given. Was there a lot of feedback that came after the fact, like through email, with people that weren't comfortable getting up to speak?
I
So-
can give just a smaller slice. Go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah, you go ahead.
So as you saw, we put the computers in the back. We gathered about 103 email addresses, and the next day we did a push and to try to gather some more feedback from that push. We just asked people for their comments on what they liked and what they didn't like, and then to sort of rank order the 5 options that were there. The 33, there were 21, and I think maybe 3 or 4 responded. So I think there may have been 33 people that responded. Out of those 33 response, when they were selecting, the majority, and I don't have the exact number, but 33, 29 of them selected C and D as what they liked best. Mm-hmm. Again, they sort of ranked them 1 or 2. But there was a lot of different feedback. just comments along the way.
Yeah.
But nothing monumentally different than what was raised in person.
No, as far as the options that
Right.
were there.
Yeah.
No, there are a few residents that are very vocal, with displeasure that, closing the school, the high school, and redistricting is not one of the options directly on the table. So, with respect to people voicing those opinions, and so I wanted to mention it in a public meeting, and we can mention it again at the forum, so that they feel that their voices are being heard. So some very strong feelings about, wanting to have that before the voters to close the high school. So, the forum may or may not have lent itself naturally to stand up and do that, but it's a voter speaking, so I'm bringing it up, and we'll bring it up at the forum. There's a few voices for that. Just a lot of, just interactions I've had, just follow-up questions, and, different ideas around orienting it for, more daylight, access, and it's a very highly engaged community, whether everybody's thrilled about the idea of the change, definitely highly engaged, and, a lot of people talking about it. But it was amazing how clearly C&D, which we probably will rename as thing 1 or thing 2, however we do that, but C&D was consistently, that's what people are interested in. And then, I got a few pointed questions about the, cost of repairing the school, if that's all the community is up for, and that's something that we're hoping to have an estimate as another leg for, nobody likes it when I say it this way, but we're at a point where if we want to have K through 12 in the future, we need to figure this out. And one of the options, so on one end there could be closing the high school, turning this in the middle, elementary, middle school. On the other end is we have the building and we just do enough to keep using it for a few more years. That reality check and those numbers are going to come in the forum. So there'll be a lot of different factors. But the priority is going to be the option C and D that came really from the community and our responsibility to bring it forward, and figuring out the fields. That's the wild card. So, all right, on to manifest. If everybody's ready, make a motion for. We should do them separately for AP manifest first, please. First, please. Hush falls over the crowd. Can I get a motion?
I'll make the motion. To approve the AP manifests, 2020-05 in the amount of $92,541.82. 2020-06 in the amount of $92,392.58. Do you want to do those separately from the payroll?
I think we should do those separately.
Okay.
Sort of a. I don't know. Does it really matter? Okay, they get a little tight sometimes. I think we can go through them, but keep going.
Okay. All right, and then payroll manifest 2020-05 in the amount of $236,708.86, and 2020-06 in the amount of $523,875.48.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Scott. Firm second?
Yes.
All right, so just a reminder to everybody, when it comes to the manifest, there's the things we do in between the meetings when we're down at the SAU, and we see our cars there as we go down and read the line items and sign, and then they're brought forward to the meeting. Any questions or comments? All in favor of approving the AP manifest and payroll manifest as noted, please say aye. Aye. Unanimous, thank you. Public forum, number 2. No motion, no lean, no body language signaling that you're gonna go. Okay. We're gonna move forward. Agenda items for next meeting. So,
You have a state assessment report,
nice.
budget binders.
Why do you smile so much in these data binders?
She's
These big
very
heavy
excited about
binders.
this.
A lot of weekend reading coming up.
Let's see.
Is that
Updates on the forum, updates from CIP.
Is that firm?
Isn't the next one on the 10th? Hold on, let me look at my calendar.
The 10th or the 6th?
The 6th, we're gonna do the budget session before the meeting.
That's firm.
Yeah. Did you guys see that in the schedule?
Right before the next board meeting.
At 4:30 on the 6th. All right, one thing that came up before, we didn't, Goshen had, school board had wanted to meet with us.
So, yeah,
Can we
so
officially welcome them, and then they can let us know when they wanna do that?
I did, they actually came for a tour, about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Only 2 members showed up. I said I'd be happy to,
Okay.
and they haven't got back to me.
Okay, so as long as the invitation's there, they're welcome if they'd love to, talk with them. I just wanna make sure that on our end, it's great you're following through to make sure that they know from us that we'd love to meet with them if they'd like to meet. That's gonna end up being a pretty full agenda. I can't think of anything else. We don't have a request to go into non-public, so I'm gonna look to, call this meeting to a close at 6:55 on October 2nd. The Sunapee School Board, this meeting is done. Thanks all.
Jody, can you just, I need a motion to adjourn.
I'm sorry, I knew it, it's floating out there. May I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Do I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. 6:56.